Because whether you're young or you're old in Derbyshire, it feels like you have a county council which is not on your side. Send makes up a big amount of my postbag, but actually also the decision to consider closing the Ada Belfield care home in my constituency, which is greatly valued across the community for the quality and safety and kind, compassionate, person-centred care. That is a concern to many local people as well. So we've got a widespread selection of issues in Derbyshire for which the County Council is responsible. I read with interest, albeit not surprised, the Ofsted report which was published just before Christmas. It, as colleagues have said, identified widespread and systemic failings in the SEND provision in Derbyshire. And I have to say, it wasn't a surprise to read that report at all. It's what local people had been telling me for quite some time. But what I do think is that it gave local people a sense of vindication. They were almost feeling that maybe it was them, maybe they didn't understand, maybe they didn't appreciate, maybe they were the only one. But that report, I think, gave local people a sense that they were not alone. There are many people across our county, in mid-Derbyshire and right across the county, who are held back by the situation with our special educational needs provision in the county. And I spent a little bit of time thinking, how have we got into this space? And colleagues have rightly pointed out that there were strategic choices, political choices within the council, which meant that the service that it was providing was not effective enough. And we've heard that £16 million of money which the council had to support our children and young people with special educational needs was unspent. And I have to say that that is a level of incompetence which I find absolutely staggering. But I am also very conscious that councils across the country, not just Derbyshire County Council, have faced a decade and a half of the most appalling funding cuts. I know that in 2010, Derbyshire County Council's budget was around £1 billion a year, which in today's money is around £1.5 billion. But I understand that today its budget is £780 million. £780 million in real terms, so around half what it was in 2010. We also know that from the SEND report that there probably has not been enough integration between the NHS and the County Council in respect of this issue. And one of the good things that the last government did, I feel, was set up the integrated care boards and the integrated care partnerships, which oversee those boards. And I was proud to sit on the integrated care partnership for Derby and Derbyshire prior to my election to this place. And there was some good work coming through there, but understandably, given the state that the NHS was in, it was primary care and acute care which were taking most of that body's time. And actually, I would like to see that integrated care board and partnership spend more time looking at the wider determinants of people's health and people with disabilities and long-term conditions. And I do hope that as this government's plan for change is implemented, that we will see the acute and primary care aspects of the NHS restored to where they should be, so that local leaders in the NHS have more time to support SEND provision. Now, the government is making a significant investment in local authorities. I was very pleased earlier this month that we will be providing over £69 billion of funding for councils, which represents a 6.8% cash terms increase in core spending powers. We also have £2.3 billion for schools coming, including £1 billion for SEND. And there were aspects of that budget which we had in the autumn, which are truly remarkable and lay the foundations for rebuilding public services and giving our children and young people the opportunity in life. We also have the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill, which I was sorry to say was used by some to talk about another sinister issue in society. But that bill will give a real boost to children and young people in schools in Derbyshire, particularly through the breakfast clubs. And I'd like just to ask the Minister to make sure that children who benefit from home-to-school transport will have that provision which allows them to attend and participate in the breakfast clubs that we've got coming. So I didn't want to come to this debate tonight just outlining a situation which our residents know about, which we all know about as MPs from our postbags, but I wanted to come with solutions for the council too. So this government is responding to council's needs, it is investing money in our children and young people, and now we need Derbyshire County Council's leaders to take that forward. And I'm afraid if they can't take that forward, they shall have to step aside at the next election and allow a new leadership to do so.
Yeah.